Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for the week. This is for anyone that has a sun, moon, or rising sign in Aries, or if you resonate with Aries energy. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you at this time. Immediately, the King of Swords came out. You could be dealing with someone who is a King of Swords in your life, or this could be you right now. Feel serious, okay? You might be dealing with something that's serious, contractual, could be something with work, something financial, where you're having to be emotionally detached. So the energy of a divorce is coming through, but it doesn't have to be a divorce. It does feel like some kind of separation from something, some kind of detachment from something. You might be feeling, you actually might not be feeling, you are feeling, right? You're feeling your emotions, but you might be having to kind of set your emotions to the side to handle whatever this is. You could also be in this energy where you're planning something or you're strategizing around something where you have to be very clear and direct and focused with your energy. The King of Swords is I'm thinking of like a wise counselor, someone who's trusted. This could be the energy of a mentor. So you might have a mentor that you're working with. This could be also someone that is helping you kind of iron out details about something. This could be financial, like you could have like an advisor of some sort, but it does feel like you're in a time of your life where you are, and maybe it's just this energy of the week, right? Like you could just be focusing your energy on getting your mind right, being very logical, very discerning, very selective about your mental energy. You could have just come out of a time where maybe things were a little bit chaotic or overwhelming. And so you're trying to kind of like steady and calm that energy by calming your mind down. The King of Swords, though, can be someone who is a little bit detached, sometimes a little bit cold, or at least that's the feeling sometimes of the King of Swords. Like it's not super emotional, it's not super connected. So, you might be feeling this way, or you might be dealing with someone who is in this energy at this time. Let's see what else comes through. I do feel like this is something about, whoa, where did that go? This is something about maybe a change in your life right now. Maybe you're in the middle of changing something. You could be changing your name, changing some kind of, changing an agreement. Something maybe is changing in your life right now. And maybe you're kind of prioritizing like staying grounded mentally. You could also be overthinking though, you could be overthinking at this time. You could just be really in your head as well. We have the Empress and we have the Seven of Wands. So the back of the deck is the High Priestess as well. Go with your gut on whatever is going on here, whatever the situation is, okay? Go with your gut. It feels like trust your instincts, not necessarily what someone else is trying to tell you, not necessarily what, there might be this energy of like people trying to convince you of something, people trying to get in on something with you. Yeah, weird. It feels like you need to trust your own knowing. Like what comes through in the silence when you're not around people, what comes through, like what's the first thought that you have in the morning, what do you think about before you go to bed at night? Like maybe you need to journal, maybe you need to sit in silence and reflect, maybe you need to meditate, but it feels like coming to some kind of conclusion for yourself. This could also be your connection to the spiritual realms. You might be receiving messages or downloads through your crown chakra, through your third eye. You might be literally seeing images or visualizing things. It does feel like the energy here is kind of mixed. It's weird because the King of Swords to me is that mental clarity, okay? So I think your mind is sharp. I think you're seeing things clearly. I think with the Empress, there is this feeling of grounding, because Empress is Taurus energy. There's a feeling of like you are grounded and you do trust yourself, but maybe like you're trying not to be swayed in some way. This could also be a feminine energy that is around you, or it could be your own inner feminine energy at this time, where it's like you have the mental clarity, but you also have the ability to call in what you want. You also have the ability to create what you want out of this situation. And there's also something about maybe opening your heart and softening a bit. And this may not be in relation to anyone else but yourself. You might be, maybe you're being hard on yourself right now, and there's something that's calling you to being more gentle, more compassionate, warmer, more affectionate with yourself at this time. Maybe treating yourself with that kind of nurturing, loving, feminine energy, because whatever this is, maybe it's been super hard on you and it's been taxing, or maybe you're just kind of like tired of it. The Seven of Wands here to me feels like you've kind of been standing your ground in something. I do think that there's a feeling of tiredness. I think there's a feeling of wanting to just set everything down and breathe and relax into, it feels like relax into your life, relax into what you've worked hard for, what you've built, just being able to enjoy it instead of being so structured or like feeling so responsible for everything. There may be like a burden that you feel like you've been carrying as well. And so with the Seven of Wands, I feel like you're being challenged to actually do the brave thing of trusting, of laying down the wands, laying down all of the swords, and knowing that you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose. You're not going to fail, because it's about perception. Like, failure is a perceived thing. When you've tried something, when you've worked towards something, when you've built something and it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that you failed. You might need to literally receive like a hug or something, because I feel like your energy has been in a very protective stance for a long time. Like you've been bracing, or you've been closing yourself off and just kind of in the dark, like grinding it out, working, or just doing whatever this is, you know, this situation, this experience, whatever is going on in your life. It does feel like there is a shift coming for you, and there's going to be a reprieve of the exhaustion, but you also have to be able to decide that you don't want to exhaust yourself and you don't want to be in your head all the time, and you're ready to change this energy for yourself, because then the 3D, like your world, is going to reflect your internal change and your internal shift within yourself.